Hey, how you doing, everyone? It is Friday, and that means it's time for, them viewer levels and such. Hello, Highway, how you doing? Thank you for the level. So, look at this. Some people have been playing and liking my courses. That's very nice. Especially nice because I've actually been doing some stuff in Mario Maker, so these are not all notifications for not for the whole week, just for the couple of days. Hello, Wario's Warehouse. Thank you for the level. Anyway, get into viewer levels shortly, but first off, whoops, that's the wrong button. Too used to Xbox controls right now, I suppose. There it goes. Anyway, you gotta add Wario's Warehouse, that's fine. Anyway, let me start off by saying hello. How you been? Been around, I'll stall for a little bit for the people who are watching ads. It's been around less than 24 hours since the last stream. Yesterday we did some Persona Royale. We're coming along we're pretty far into that game. We're on the 6th dungeon, so more than halfway done with that game. And I'll say, whenever I finish that, I want to go back to 2 Mario Maker streams a week. Not sure what else the schedule will entail at that point, but just to let you know, that day is coming up. We're more than halfway done. Maybe sometime in like March or April, I guess. I would expect to be done with that and finished. It would be my estimate right now, just based on like how far and how fast we've been going through Royale. Other than that, I will say, since I started replaying Royale, I've been kind of taking it easy as far as making goes. However, that's changed. I've made some Mario in the last week. I was sort of inspired by the Psychonauts 2 documentary, which sort of went over the development process in detail. And, sort of inspired by that, I decided to... I was in the making spirit, right? I wanted to make some stuff for the first time in a while. So let me show off some of the ideas I put together. You gotta go, Wario's Warehouse, I understand. Thanks for stopping by. I put together some ideas I've had that were kicking around, and let me show you what exactly ideas I had. So this level is currently named Aquatic Asteroid. I'm not sure if that's going to be the final name or if I'll think of something better. But basically the idea is it's going to be like a space cave. It's going to be like a cave in space. Like a cave in an asteroid that is filled with a water level that is rising up and down as such. And I've just sort of put down a lot of ideas here. Don't take them all to be the actual... what it's actually going to be, but I've been trying stuff out, see what sticks. One thing I do want to do is to do something with the dry bones, or the fish bones, sorry, because they're a very good water enemy that I just haven't really had that much opportunity to use in the water. And here's one thing I've been messing with right here. So you see these goom brats? Goombrats, yes. So you see these Goombrats here. The idea is, with these guys, since they're going up and down, at their minimum height, they can be jumped on from a low water level, and from their highest height, they can still be jumped on from a high water level. So my thought is, these guys can serve as ways to get out of the water in a quick way that is fun and a little bit challenging. So that's my first idea that I've been ginning up for this new level, and you'll see, like, you could have a part where you have to, like, swim under the Goombas, and then, like, return that way, and then go over them by jumping on them one at a time. So the level could route you like this, under them, and then make you jump over them to get to the next thing. Another idea that I had that I've been messing with is these guys. These Hammer Bros. Hammer Bros are pretty dangerous, and I haven't really used them all that much. One thing I noticed when I was messing with them here is that the hammers, when they hit the water, they slow down a lot, and they become a lot more dodgeable. So I think it might be interesting then to do like a level with where like underwater Hammer Brothers. I think that'd be pretty interesting and has a lot of potential. Also, if you imagine that you have a fire flower, you know, you could definitely have some interesting gameplay, some good gameplay around, like, say I have a 50 coin up there, right? Challenge these guys is kind of difficult, but you can just barely manage it. And I think that's kind of fun. See, here I have a bunch of these guys underwater, and since they're sort of like in an alcove, they're kind of hard to hit. They're kind of hard to hit and sheltered just a bit from Mario. That makes it a little bit challenging to hit them, I think. And also, you could further plug up this hole with these dry fish guys, so that if you want to like go through them, you're gonna have to like maneuver around the fish and then around the hammers as well. So those are two things that I'm pretty sure are for sure locks for this level. In fact, I'd go so far as to say, like, this section in particular probably will make it in, where, like, oh, these guys are raining hell down upon you, and you can, like, engage with them for the 50 or just avoid them altogether by going low. Maybe there'll be some fish as well to make it more challenging. Hello, Lord Bowser. I'm just showing off some ideas I've had in the last week on my level. So yeah, so to sum up, first idea, Goombas on the surface going up and down on rails so that you might have to go under them and then go over them as such. Whether the water is high or low, they can be jumped on, and they make good platforms. And I think that seems pretty good. I'll admit when they're at their lowest, they're not at the lowest water level, that's not quite. Okay, you can actually jump on them from the lowest water level, it's just very precise. Also, I'm wondering maybe they should be alternating, like alternating up and down. Let's see how that feels real fast. Actually, if you alternate them up and down with a regular swimming speed, they'll all be in the same location when you're jumping over them. But is that good is, I guess, the question. Actually, it's kind of better just to have them together. You're gonna give me 9-3? You know, I didn't beat 9-2 last time, Lord Bowser, on account of it was so hard. You might want to maybe start with 9-2 while we're in the regular play mode. Anyway, that's the one idea. The second idea, hammers underwater, slower, easier to dodge, but also still, you know, Hammer Brothers are still scary even if their hammers are slower. So I think it's gonna make things challenging, and also, even if it's not really all that challenging, it's gonna make it feel challenging, which I think is ideal for a World 7 level. Anyway, those are the ideas. They're coming along for the first time in a while. Still no estimate on, like, when the level will be done. I probably need to figure out, like, some enemies that will be, you know, that you'll have to deal with above water. Some ones that I like. I could see these dry bones being the one, but I don't know yet. Dry bones would make sense. Maybe something that you can fireball. Maybe another underwater enemy, like, I could see fishies. Fishies would be fun to fireball, I think, like if you were... I'm thinking no on the... Yeah, it's kind of fun to fireball the fishes. I'm thinking no on the... I was playing around with these swamps. I'm thinking maybe not them. Anyway, it's very early, but I at least now have 2 things up, or 3 things I'm sure about. Dry bones, these guys at the surface of the water, and these Hammer Brothers. Hammer Brothers probably above and below water, wherein you're supposed to dodge the hammers while underwater. Looks nice so far. Yes. Ideas starting to work. Anyway, let's play some of y'all's levels. By the way, Alter Alter for Walter? Alter for Walter or Walter for Waiter? Alter for Walter. Thank you for the level. As well. Let me tell y'all how it works. It's time for viewer levels, by the way. Let me tell y'all how this works. For those who don't know, those who first time, whatever. The way that it works is that if you're here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day, which means outside the lightning round, 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. If you are not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, which means I have 2 lives refreshing at checkpoints, and if, you know, we die, we die. If we die twice, we die. Checkpoints not included. It's just, these rules, I think they're very nice, and they let me balance, you know, prioritize the people who are here, while also allowing us to play more levels than we otherwise perhaps would. And, you know, I think it's a good compromise between the two, and, it also makes for a bit of fun. A little bit of a fun challenge of people who, you know, sudden death. It's a fun challenge. Anyway, let's get into it. I do have, as I usually do, a number of things I want to talk about, I want to touch on. But let's get into this first level by Highway, and, you know, go from there. Highway is not going anywhere for the time being. That's nice. Collect 100 coins before the ice hits Piranha Plant Paradise. Gotcha. Okay, let's do it. Before the thing hits the thing, what does that mean? 500 seconds, so it's not like a timer thing. Highways levels tend to be a lot of coin collections, but you know, there's also variety beyond that, you know, other types of levels, you know, that sort of thing. Hello, Monster, Super Mario Maker 3. How you doing? I'll say I'm doing well today. I'm doing okay. My sleep schedule is a little bit thrown off. Maybe I should probably be ending the Persona streams earlier than I do. Really should probably be aiming for around 4 or even less hours of that per week, but I tend to set a goal for myself and just go until I get it, and sometimes that goal is like, you know, sometimes that goal is like, it's like 5 hours, 6 hours away, and I just don't realize before I start. I probably should be better about that, I know. Thank you for the level, Monster. You have a small, quiet level. Thank you for the follow, by the way. But I hope to, this weekend, get maybe, you know, honestly, I say I hope to get to bed on at a reasonable hour, but I expect when it comes time, I'll probably be watching anime or something well after when I should. I don't know. I'll try to be better tonight, but we'll see. Now, my thought right now with this level is to do as much exploring as I can with the blocks being in this spot, and also before I go in any pipes or whatever. For your weekend, you plan to watch Puss in Boots 2 in HD. Is that a new movie or an old movie? Oh, XD, not HD. That's not an emote. That's an emote, not a, you know, not the high definition. I say an emote. Is it an emote if it's just letters? It's an emoticon, maybe. Maybe not an emote or an emoji. God damn it. We got pretty far there, too. Apparently, it's the best animated film of 2022. What the fuck? Someone didn't see the whoever at the Academy makes these decisions didn't see Laid Back Camp, the movie, then. I'll say that. I guess it's, you know what, I haven't seen it, I can't speak to it, but, yo, Laid Back Camp, the movie, though. Let me see what's in here. I haven't actually been in here yet. Oh shit, this is just a place you go to once. So actually, we do want to do this early in the level. It's not like a thing that we can backtrack to. Okay, we important things were learned there. Like, don't skip that. Oh, you know what? We can get these later when we return through the red coin path. So let's when we switch the on-off block, I mean. So let's relax and keep moving. I haven't seen any of the other Puss in Boots movies, so... Well, he was in, like, a Shrek, right? I've seen Shrek 1. I don't know if I've seen Shrek 2 and on, but I know he was in... Puss in Boots is in a couple of them. I guess, you know what? Not having seen all Shreks but the... All Shreks but the first one, I guess I'm surprised that... I guess I've never really... understood why Puss in Boots became a franchise. It became a spin-off of Shrek over like any other character in the thing. I guess he is just a little cat. Everyone loves cats. Okay, first off, everyone loves cats. Second off, Spanish, like a Spanish accent, or like a parody of like a. Who is he a parody of? Like, just a musketeer or something. He's just like a musketeer cat, I guess, and that's a cool idea. You know, we like guys with swords who are cool. As a society, you know? You show us a cool guy with a sword, we're like, oh fuck, yeah, that's what we want. We want a cool guy with a sword who knows how to use it. Who, like, embarrasses people and has, like, you know... has like you know, gumption, whatever, you know? I guess that's the appeal. I don't know. I missed that entirely, I guess. Jeez. Getting hit. Hey, how about a card? Let me tell you about what I've been watching. I watched Kaguya-sama, Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends. I mentioned this on yesterday's stream since I saw it on Tuesday in the theaters, but goddamn, it was fantastic. It's a sequel movie to the third season of Kaguya-sama, the TV show, the anime, and, you know, that show has been one of my favorite shows of the last couple of years, an anime of the year. One of my animes of the year, like the season 2 was a couple of years ago, and my runner-up last year for season 3. And hot damn, was this movie not like the most good theatrical showing I've seen in a while? And I'll tell you, like, everyone in the fucking theater was laughing so fucking hard. Like, I have not heard a theater laugh that uproariously in a while, and also was pretty fucking busy as well. Like, when I went to get tickets, they were a lot of seats that otherwise, you know, they were quite busy showing, especially for anime movies that only have, like, you know, they're only in theaters for one night, or 2 nights in this case. By the way, it's over, you can't see it anymore, but, yeah. Incredibly good. Enjoyed the hell out of it. Just so fucking funny. I will say, unfortunately, I did miss maybe like a minute of it up front. I arrived to the theater like 13 minutes after the posted time, and I was surprised to find like, oh shit, it's running! I mean, I'm used to being able to get in like a few minutes late and be like, okay, they're still showing trailers, whatever. Nah, this was like, it was running, and I think it must have been running like 10 minutes in, so I only missed like a couple of minutes, and hopefully it was all recap. But still, I did kick myself and go like, god damn it, as I was like squeezing my way into the theater and just going like, oh shit, gotta get to my seat. Went to a Cinemark theater. Went to a Cinemark theater for that. I'll say every time I go to Cinemark theaters, or at least the ones nearest to me, the two that I've been to recently, this one wasn't as bad as the other one that I know. The other one I know has some real pest problems. Unfortunately, this is weird. We found another way to get the on-off block. Has some pest problems, and this one didn't have those issues, but it did have, the recliners just didn't recline enough, and you could hear a little bit of noise from other theaters during, like, quiet moments, which kind of sucks. But, you know, still was better than the other Cinemark I've been to, but I still want to eventually see if I can find a better theater to go to, because I don't know if I like this one, all things told. I'd rather have a theater that didn't suck, you know? Know what I mean? I feel like I've gone through this in the wrong order here. Ah, whatever. Well, whatever order we go through is the order. Is a order, so, you know. I thought I could get that... Oh, through... Okay. Wait. I can't get back over underwater now, can I? Oh, I'm not sure where I'm... Okay. This is where I was earlier, right? Being over here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I hit the on-off there, and then this is another on-off, so we've now gone from on to off to on again. Well, that's... I guess I've lost track a little bit of all these switches I've done. Fuck! Doesn't matter how you do it, it's all interconnected. Gotcha. In other movie news. I'm thinking about seeing Quantumania tomorrow, the new Ant-Man movie, but the reviews are pretty negative, so I'm not really sure about that, but I think I'll see it anyway. I did really enjoy Ant-Man 1 and 2, so Ant-Man 3 will probably be fine, and I'll say I've been really curious about the premise, like what the fuck is Quantum Realm? Like, it used to just seem like a place where, like, oh, it's like, it's just like dust and stuff, it's just like weird graphics effects down there. And in this one, it seems like there's a whole fucking society. And I gotta wonder what the fuck is up with that. But early reviews kind of make it sound like, yeah, it's just confusing and weird. It's not really that exciting. But I don't know, I think I'll still see it, and maybe on Monday I'll tell you what I thought about it. I mean, if I see it, I'll definitely tell you what I thought about it. I've not been really high on Marvel recently. But I did really like Wakanda Forever. I think Wakanda Forever was the first time in a while that I've come out of a Marvel movie thinking like, oh shit, that was actually legitimately good. I enjoyed it. I remember, and I enjoyed seeing characters. And also I liked it as a film as well. It's been a long time since I could say something like that of a Marvel film. You know? But I liked it. But yeah, you know. We'll see. Maybe it's actually fine. Maybe the Quantum Realm is cool. Maybe it's not as hard to follow as the reviewers are saying, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about all that shit. I'm willing to go check it out. I've seen worse Marvel movies in theaters. The only one... I'd say worse. I've seen Marvel movies in theaters that I didn't like before, and you know, wasn't all that unhappy to have done it. Maybe a little bored, but you know, that's fine, man. I'll be a little bored on occasion. Whew. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. We're 50. We're halfway. We've gotten to the halfway point of this level, which is nice. Go under here. Carefully, 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 carefully. Over. Has anyone seen Quantumania? Does anyone have any strong takes on it? I've seen... here's what I saw. I saw that reviewers were very negative on it. I did see someone in a Discord that I'm in saying like, oh, they actually... Where's this door lead? I saw someone in a Discord... This is an exit door. I saw someone in a Discord saying they actually liked it. They had a good time watching it, which, you know, hey, if true, that's, you know, that's promising, I guess. I'm happy to hear that not everyone is, disliking it, I guess. Where does this lead? Ooh, nice. Nice stuff here. Forcing you to platform off the screen. I think that is always a fun and evil thing you can do. Make things just a little bit more challenging and fucked up in a fun way. A little bit devious whenever you see like a, hey man, platform off the screen, let's go. I've seen someone say that they liked it, but you know, I'll say I'm skeptical because I'm still skeptical because like I've seen people say they like all the Marvel movies. Fucking! Jeez, that was really far too. Last tries. I've seen people say they like all the Marvel movies, so you know, just I don't know if I can take that with a grain of salt and say like, oh shit, it's not as bad as the reviewers are saying. But hey, man, I'll see. I like the previous Ant-Mans. I think that the shrinking and unshrinking power does allow him to do some neat stuff. I don't know how that works when he's in a land where everyone's already small. Will he get smaller and less small in the quantum realm, or is that not allowed? When you're in the quantum realm, are you as small as you can get? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. What am I... Damn it. Careless. Careless! We got 4 last tries now, by the way. For those keeping track at home. That's how we do things when we cannot finish a level in 15 minutes. We go to last tries. And if we were to time out, which honestly I don't think we will, that would count as, say, all of our tries. So, you know, keep that in mind. That's the stakes. That's how we do things. That's the lightning round for you. Or that's the last tries for you. It's also the lightning round. The lightning round is similar. That's later. Don't worry about that for now. You'll see what's up with that in, say, an hour into the stream or so, typically. A little... I like the old Sunshine music. It's nice. Nice and chill. I wonder if I should do... For my next level, I kind of want to make it... I'm using this template, this theme, because I have to. You know, that's the only one with the rising and lowering water level. But I am wondering if I should try to dress it up a little bit, disguise its nature. And that's why I'm making it into a cave rather than a forest. One thing I guess I could consider that I honestly had not considered before would be that I could make it, I could mess with the music. I could change the music to be something else. I guess the choices are Galaxy, Galaxy, oh, well, actually, you know what? It is supposed to be a space level, right? So it should probably be Galaxy music just for the whole fucking world, actually, come to think of it. If did I put Galaxy music on the last level? Oh, I hope I did. I hope I remembered that, because I'm pretty sure I did on the first level. I'll have to check that, I guess, but I think I did. So yeah, this should have Galaxy music. That's gonna make it, I guess, feel a little bit less like a forest, I suppose. I should double and triple check to make sure that that music is on all the levels. If it isn't, then by my own reckoning, I would have to fix that. Right, where we got to last time. 69 pretty coins. We have... Is that the right number? We went into the pipe, right? Let me make extra certain we went into the pipe. Let's make just extra certain, yeah. Oh. Wow! Fuck! We totally did, too. I just wanted to see... I just wanted to jump on the music block. You know what? Because there was a coin in the air, right? To the left, but I wasn't sure about that one. Yeah, okay, so we can... There was totally a coin over there that we can use as an indicator whether we did it or not. And also, I wouldn't forget. God damn it. Careless, again. 3 more tries left. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna do it this time. Let me assure you. Let me assure everyone at home. This is the run. This is it. We're doing it right here, right now. Under here. Grab these. Through here. Grab this coin. With this level, seems like there's kind of one right way at any given time to go. So you can always just, like, proceed the way that you can go. And, just have that be it. You don't have to worry. Or worry about getting lost or anything. Where you can go is the right way, essentially. A lot of your levels are like this highway. They're nice. Very distinct. Most people don't make levels like this. You know, it's a unusual style, but, you know, it's all yours. It's your style. I think it's good to have a house brand, you know, a house style. Nintendo made the clear condition thing for applications like this, so, you know, absolutely makes sense, you know. The way to go here. Ah! I thought when I was standing under it, maybe it wouldn't spawn, but that was hopeful thinking. God damn it. That's just if you're standing near it, not or standing beside it or over it, not if you're standing under it, I guess. Lesson learned. Fucking damn it. Last try. Let's go. We gotta do it in one. We've come pretty damn close here to doing this. We just have to take things a little more carefully, a little more safely, and also not fuck up. I think we can do it. I mean, I know we can do it. I would like to do it. Let's do it. Breathing in, breathing out. Carefully maneuvering around these prawn plants. Up here. Down. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That Oh, it's close. Alright, there we go. We got around all those fellas. Now above this guy, below that guy, through, you know, the gap here. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I mean, you can look at the screen and go like, oh, yeah, that's where you're going. Down here into the pit. We're at 45. That felt a little risky. Alright, halfway point here. We just passed 50 coins. We've never died in the area above that other pipe, but we're not there yet, so let me shut the fuck up about that one until we actually get over there. Coin. 62 coins. Right. Oh, we don't need to go through here until later. I mean, until we come over here. You may not recognize me at all at first, but I assure you it's still me, says that silent clone. Hello, silent clone. That's right, it says on the thing, on my my chat thing, it says you're a first-time chatter. I assume you used to have an account and you had to change it for some reason. Well, nice to meet you, and thanks for coming by. Okay. Let's do this. Here we go. The Silent Boy, formerly. You lost your old account for a bit, I understand. That happens. Look at that. That was a smarter way to do it. Instead of jumping onto the piranha plant from the side, or like from above, I jumped on it from the lower platform after jumping over it in one solid bound. 72 coins here. For about as far as we've been. Let's make this work. Oh, hey. There's a spring over there. That's how you get those up there. Wait, once you go up here, can you get down? I guess either way you have to go up here and then come down eventually, right? Right? Oh, you can totally come down from this side. Also, we need to go over there to the left anyway, so yeah, let's do that. Actually, you know what? We don't have to pass under those, got the key. We don't have to pass under those prior piranha plants if we come at it this way, because we were only going under for this coin right here. So, since we got it now, just leave that area, that scary, scary area, alone. Over here. We're 3 coins short of finishing, but you know what? I know where all those coins are. They're right there. No problem. Delayed response. Understandable. We can clear it. We just have to get past this guy. We got past that guy. Fuck! That was the last try, too. Thank you for the level, Highway. Oh, fuck. That came down to it. Thank you, thank you. Ooh. 4 minutes and 12 seconds. A lot of levels in the queue. Jesus Christ, that was a long one. That was a long one to get through because, you know, each try took so long, took so much time. Let me go ahead and get to the next level. I'm going to hit complete so that the viewer bot knows that I've completed that level. And I'm going to hit next. And the next level up here is Lord Bowser's level. Go ahead and confirm in chat. Again, the way that this works, for those who don't know, if you are here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day. If you aren't here, I give you a very nearly but not quite sudden death. Did you play a 50 mushroom hunt in the snow? You'd remember? I don't think I remember that, no. And don't trust me to remember levels. Just put it in and see if the level bot says that says if I've done that one before. And if the level bot says no, then I'll check it out. And if the game says I have done it, I'll say like maybe we won't, but we'll base it on what the level bot says is what I'll say. The level bot knows better than I what levels I have and haven't cleared. Lord Bowser, are you still with us? Let me go ahead and at Lord Bowser. You are up. Really need to have some sort of thing that just ats the people automatically. That would be convenient, I think. You're in for a treat. Curious to see how you fare. Okay, I can't wait. Hot and Sunny Pillars is this level. Let me do another card while I give Bowser a minute to say hello. They might have fallen asleep. Well, it depends on what time it is for Lord Bowser locally. I don't know if Lord Bowser is in a time zone where it's that late. Look at that, it's America, so at the latest it's like 8 p.m. in America anyway, unless he's traveling, which is a possibility. I know some people who are traveling in Japan right now, and I'm very jealous of them. I see the images and go, oh shit, that's... I say 8 o'clock, I mean, nearly 8, 15 before 8. To be clear, I know it's only 7 in Eastern time, 7:45. I know some people traveling in Japan right now, and god damn, it looks cool. It looks fun. I would love to go back to Japan, but probably not this year. No, I probably need to. Hey, there's Bowser. I probably need to save my money and shit, and try to get like a house or something, or a new PC rather than a trip to Japan, which would be fun. But I can't live in a trip to Japan. I can't, and I can't stream with a trip to Japan. I mean, I can.
Oh no!
I can't stream during a trip to Japan, but I can't use it to stream. I guess I could use it for content. Apparently, the people that are traveling are doing. Hello, thank you for the follow, Silent Clone. Are doing like some vlogs or something from there. I guess I could, if ever I went to Japan, I could do like vlogs or something from Japan, or if not full on like streams from there. But I would be limited to what my laptop can handle, I guess, or my phone? Question mark? I don't know. I guess there's there's like ways you stream from phones these days, or like TikTok or whatever. I don't know. I don't do any of that TikTok business. I don't hot much to TikTok. I think that's just a funny way to say that. I don't unironically say cotton much to things, even though I'm from Texas, but we don't say that. That's not a thing that is said in earnest. It's a nice little secret there. Didn't get it, but I still thought it was. Ooh!
Oh no!
Damn it! You've never played New Super Mario Bros. U, but the music sure is nice. New U is really good. I think it's like the best of the new games that I played. I mean, I actually haven't played that many of them. I played Wii, I played 2, I played U, and Luigi. Other than that, I haven't played. And I guess that means I just haven't played one of them. I haven't played DS, the original New Super Mario Brothers. I also haven't played in full most of the Mario Land games, or Wario Land games. I didn't have a Game Boy as a kid. I only got in on that on the SP. When that hit, I got one and picked up a couple of. I picked up like Pokemon Silver, but none of the other games, none of the other old games did I go back on, except for Donkey Kong Land. Actually, I played that one. I played those games because I'm a big Donkey Kong fan. You recommend Wii? I played Wii. I've played Wii. I just don't And I have Wii. It's in that corner somewhere. I say it's on my bookshelf. Jeez, I just keep on wanting to jump, even though I shouldn't, because the sun is there. This is the only way you can really make the sun that threatening, is if there's an auto scroll, and that makes it so you can't go all the way left or all the way right. But yeah. Wii is the best to your standard. I was really impressed by... God damn it. Quite a conundrum. I was impressed by Wii U, honestly. I thought they put it together really well. The levels all were pretty well made. You respect the original. And, you know, I do think it suffers from a lack of, like, ambition. You know, it could use a little bit more, like, a little bit more drive, a little bit more... It's a game that feels very safe, right? Outside of a few levels that are, like, remarkable, like the art levels, you know, that make it look like Picasso or some shit. Like, those levels are really neat. Thank you for the level, by the way, Bowser. Quite nice. But other than that, the game is just very much like, okay, here's the basic themes from you know, World or 3 or something. I really want them to make a new... Not even a new Super Mario Brothers, honestly, like something else. I'd like them to make a new 2D Mario that is, like, ambitious and full of ideas. If Nintendo hired you, Highway, you could probably make a innovative Mario game, but that would never happen. That's true. Also, I imagine they would make it in Japan, so... Well, I don't know, actually. I guess they have a few American studios. You'd probably have to be fluent in Japanese to be on, like, the core Mario team. You think that's true? You think that's true, or you think that there's... You know what? There's probably plenty of people working on there's probably, like, a bunch of people who worked on Odyssey who were, like, in America, right? Probably. Like, they're a big national company. They probably have, like, a few, like, some people there. Localization, obviously. I guess there's probably a lot of communication in English. You know, that tends to be the case in multilingual companies, you know. English being, like, the... I'm going to use a big word, the lingua franca, which basically means the main language of the world that people use to communicate with each other when they don't have a shared language other than that. You know, that is the language of business in the world. Apparently, interesting thing about the lingua franca is it has changed a couple of times, like what exactly it was. You know, it used to be long ago. It was probably like, you know, Latin. Before that, or like after that, I guess, maybe before that, it was probably like Greek or something. Greek was kind of the, before Rome became the thing, it was probably Greek, right? Or Egyptian or some shit. That would make sense. Egypt was pretty big, you know, back in the day. It's probably like Spanish and like when they were a big, like, international, when they first, like, became a colonizing the Americas, right? That was probably they had the dominant language, and then eventually it became us in the modern day. I don't know. There's probably an actual list of that, you know, an actual canonical list of, like, what language followed each. I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm not that good, but I've heard of it. Anyway, let me put in this code. That's enough talking about language. I'm sorry for the rambling. I hope you don't mind. I ramble a little. Speaking of rambling, how about another card? Did you hear about multiple trains derailing? Yeah, multiple trains have been derailing out there in the world today, this week. I heard they were from the same company, and apparently they are spewing and exploding in, like, big, like, polluty, horrible, messes. Alter Vir Walter, you want me to do your Super World or what? Super World sound good? No, there's only 3 levels in it, so I'm gonna assume these are the ones you want. Your choice? Okay, let's go with Super World, though. I like your map. It's, simple but good. You know, you don't usually see a map like this with rainbows used in this way. Let's put the timer up. What was I saying? Oh yeah, trains derailing. Kind of a bad scene, isn't it? I wonder, and I didn't like, do any sort of checking, but I wonder if that has anything to do with the whole working conditions of the train people. You know, the people that run the trains. From what I heard, they entered into those labor negotiations in order to fix a fundamentally fucked up work-life balance situation that they got, where they have unreasonable hours, they are incredibly understaffed, and all sorts of other fucked up stuff. They're kind of unable to live their life properly, and these sorts of train derailments, I think, are what you get when you fuck around with shit like that. When you try to like pinch every penny at the expense of people's lives. The way you can't live life like that and expect to be like in the right state of mind, the right frame of mind forever. The way that I heard that it was, I'm not sure if it's currently like that. That was easy. The way that I heard it was in train people, conductors and shit, is they're super overstaffed, and also, they basically have they have to be ready at any time. So if the boss man says like, okay, today your shift is from 6 a.m. to noon, they have to say okay, and then once that shift ends, anytime 12 hours later or something, more than 12 hours later, they can get another call and be like, okay, your next shift is from 6 p.m. to midnight. They basically are demanded to shift their schedule around, their waking hours, just all the time, every day, and I just don't think human beings work like that, and you can't make them just be that flexible. It'll fuck up their sleep schedules, and you don't want sleepy people running trains. You need stability for that sort of shit, and I have to imagine that these two train derailments that I've heard about in the last couple of days, directly related to bad work conditions, causing that sort of instability. You only want to do a job. You can only do a job if you're awake. That's something I believe in. And if you're talking like a critical job, like running a train, you probably shouldn't be sleep deprived while doing it. That's a really, really bad idea. So you want a stable schedule, and frankly, in the interest of pinching every penny, the train companies, they're ignoring that very simple facet of human nature. Fucked up. Thank you for the level. That was quite nice. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. Actually, I'm gonna hit complete, and then actually that was a maker code. I can just hit next. Monstre Super Mario Maker 3. The viewer levels bot thinks you're not in chat, so let me just at you just for shits and giggles. You are up. Monster, you are up. Monstre Super Mario Maker 3. Go ahead and confirm. Even if you're not here, I'll still play the level, but it'll be in sudden death, so you'll get significantly fewer tries. Let me do another card while I punch in the thing. Did you hear there's a Tetris movie? Yeah, I saw this and thought it was very funny, and then I watched the trailer and I thought it was less funny. It turns out it's about the making of Tetris, and how it became a hit or something, and maybe it's also an action movie. I don't know. That sounds less dumb than I thought it would be. I heard they were making it, and I thought well, that's just like making an Asteroids movie, which was something that Universal. I looked it up. Universal got the rights for Asteroids 12 years ago, and everyone laughed at them at the time for doing so. And I think a Tetris movie is about as laughable as that. There's even less plot in Tetris than in Asteroids, which at least has like a premise that you can turn into a movie, being in space, destroying asteroids for some reason. But apparently it's about people making the game and going to Russia to make it popular or some shit. I don't know. There was a really horrible remix of the Final Countdown in the thing as well. Monster, I don't see. I'm gonna put you into sudden death. Let's go ahead and get going. Really bad remake of the Final Countdown. Sounded really not good. Oh, that's cool. It's like a kind of a puzzle level. What? Okay, I died. Not sure what happened there. Feel like I was supposed to just go into the pit and just wait. Maybe I was supposed to jump out of it like pronto. Or maybe I moved and that made me fall off the thing. Yeah, okay, I didn't touch the controller this time, and that got me where I was supposed to go. Cool. Okay. And by the way, we refresh at checkpoints, so, you know, if we see a checkpoint, hands off the controller when we go into the pits. If we see a checkpoint, we can, wait, what? Kinda looks like we have to go down there, but the way back is opened. Okay, go figure. Whatever. Okay, so here, let's see. We need a spring. We need to drop a spring in the hole. Get there, we have to go up here. Now we can drop a spring in the hole. No, turn on and on off. Oh, even better. Make a P block appear. I say it's even better. It's not even better, but it's just as good. Checkpoint refreshes our 2 tries back to 2. And we're to boss o'clock. Let's see what's the deal with this boss. Looks like we're hitting the shells. This does not look hard. Okay, come on. I guess this level has been pretty much, you know, not difficult so long as you do everything correct and you don't hold down the stick or nothing, but that was more of a cutscene than a boss. Honestly, it's not a bad cutscene, but still, wouldn't describe it as a boss. Thank you for the level, monster. Go ahead and get those lives down. It's around an hour since we started, but I did, you know, not an hour since we started viewer levels anyway, so continue on in this fashion for a bit more, taking them one at a time before the lightning round starts. Play the cursed castle. Doesn't matter which, but good luck. Ha 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 ha. I'll tell you what. This one sounds like a hard one. If Silent Clone is so confident is saying it like that. I'll tell you what. After this level, the lightning round will begin. So that's where we'll do it then. After this level, the lightning round starts. Look forward to that. I'll explain what that is for those who don't know when we get to it. All right. Let me do another card. Okay. I could do another card, or maybe... Here, tell you what, another card. Did you hear about the Blizzard Q&A kerfuffle? Apparently, there was a Blizzard Q&A, and everyone got really pissed because they took questions and they answered them in a very like tone deaf way. Also, they recently lowered bonuses for everyone, and they said that QA was kind of not a permanent job, which is bad, just tone deaf. Blizzard is a company it's not what they used to be, right? They lost all their talents, and now they just sort of are shuffling around from controversy to controversy, cruising on the reputation they built through the work of people who no longer work there, basically. Most of them because they left of their own volition, by the way. I'm not saying people who left because they were abusers. Those people can go fuck themselves, but, a lot of other people who were good left and made their own companies, and, I'll say, I think of Blizzard, right? I think, one of the problems that they have is not just that, they've lost a lot of talent, but also all those talented people are out there making their own games, and likely in the genres that Blizzard operates in, right? Recently, Brent Brode was the first one to put out a game, Marvel Snap, and it's really quite beloved. People really love Marvel Snap, and, what the fuck is Hearthstone gonna do about that? Their team, they don't even, who the fuck even runs Hearthstone anymore? Who the fuck is the Hearthstone person? No one knows. The Cursed Castle is multiplayer levels. You can't play the actual level in single player. Okay, can I play together? Hang on 1 second. Where's, here. Here. Over here, camera. Ugh. Yeah, that's right. Bring it over here. Okay. This'll work. This'll work. Where's my controller? Here it is. No, we got it. We got it. We got this, folks. Look. I got 2 controllers. We're gonna make it work. Okay, there we go. I have no idea which one's Mario and which one's Luigi now. How do I get Luigi up there? Oh, so it's a multiplayer. It's a 2-player. It's a multiplayer as in versus multiplayer, not like co-op. Isn't it the case in co-op where when you're playing online, the camera follows along like this? I thought it still followed along like this. It's only in versus where it does something else. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, we'll pick a different one then. How about the Cursed Castle, or are both of these Cursed Castles co-op only? Yeah, it does say require 2 switches to play. I only have the one right here right now. We'll do this one, and I'll put down the other controller. The Joy-Cons, Nice try, though. I think going back to the Blizzard thing, I think as the ex-Blizzard employees start putting out more games, and say one of them puts out a strategy game, like a StarCraft type game, say one of them puts out let's say one of them takes another crack at MOBAs, right? Not that, I guess, not that there's that much competition right now as far as, not that not that Heroes of the Storm is actually still alive, but, let's say, right? 10 airship, this is the one you want, right? Yes, okay, cool. Let's say someone were to make their own Diablo, one of those ex-Blizzard people. I imagine they'd be quite good and people would be quite happy and, you know, as a company coasting off its reputation, as the people that leave there begin to make the things that people want from Blizzard, I don't know, Shell jump required nearly first tried that. Second tried that! Holy shit! I am not as good at shell jumps. Okay, whatever. That was some good fucking luck. Nailed the shell jump. Ran into a Koopa. Headlong. Story of, you know, the stream, I guess. This guy is scary, but I can kill him. Maybe there's some other way around that I didn't see, but I think it was just... I think you just have to do the shellaroo. Ah, dang it. Now we have to get good. And, you know, do another shell jump. Twice. Oh, jeez. I guess I'll say I did think Diablo 4 was looking good, but man, I don't know. Diablo 4 is still far out, and also still just mostly like a few scattered clips and shit of it. It's not an actual game yet. Maybe when we get the actual game, we'll be like, oh yeah, 3 was better. 3 was better. And I guess I am also a rarity in that I kind of like 3 a lot. And I'll say I actually love 3, in fact. I know 3 kind of has like a mixed reputation as far as like, you know, a lot of people wanted it to just be more like 2, but I never really played 2, and when I played of like Torchlight, which is more exactly what 2 was, I didn't really like that. So, you know, maybe for me, you know, what they did with 3 is actually more my speed. I like being able to customize my whole moveset very freely. I thought that was really fun in 3. Most of World 10 had shell jumps. That was the wrong way. I'll say of this. I'm really excited to see what those ex-Blizzard guys do. I'm really excited to see, like, what other games they produce, because, yeah, Marvel Snap already is just big in my life. Just huge in my life, so... And that's just the first of, like, 5 different ex-Blizzard teams that are out there making their own things. And, you know, I hope some of them are doing, like, you know, like a new StarCraft type game. I hope some of them are working on RTSs and MOBAs and stuff. Because, you know, I'll tell you, I was really into Heroes of the Storm for a while, so, like, if the guys what made Heroes of the Storm actually made, like, a MOBA that learned from the mistakes of that, I think I would be way into it, especially, you know, I feel like if they could do, like, the Marvel Snap team did and, like, get a good license, right? Like, go get, like, I don't know who exactly they could get. See ya, Highway, you have a good one, okay? I don't know who exactly they could get, but... You know, like how Marvel got... Hello, Moyaku. Like how Marvel Snap got the Marvel license for its game. Like, if they were to make, like, a MOBA with, I don't know... Really failing to draw, like, an example off the top of my head. That's not Marvel. If they were to get, like, another such license, like, I don't know, The Simpsons, that's a bad example. Would you play a Simpsons MOBA? What the fuck would that even be? That was the last shell jump that's required? Fantastic. What would be a good IP for a MOBA right now? If you were making a MOBA, and you were independent, which I guess maybe the thing was you probably wouldn't make a MOBA, what would be the best license? I think one of the best is Pokemon, which is, probably why whoever was making the Pokemon Unite games sought out Pokemon, because it's just a fantastic license for one of those games. Just so many possible characters you can pull in. The boss is hard for some reason. Jeez, it's not even hard. I first tried the boss. The boss was not the hard part to me. Tony Hawk. Let me just say, like, random games that catch my eye. GoldenEye. James Bond MOBA. No, that's terrible. Like a DC MOBA? Feel like that's been done. And also, that's too close to Marvel. Well, I guess you could do a Marvel MOBA. If like, the guys who... If someone ex-Blizzard happened to get that license, I think that would be... That's not especially surprising, considering that Marvel Snap is also an ex-Blizzard guy who reached out and got that license. I guess if you were trying to make a game, Marvel would be like the license, to get, right? You should find some close friends that have Super Mario Maker 2 and play the Cursed Castle with them. Gotcha. I'll consider it. Hell, if eventually maybe we should come back to that and try to actually do online. We can do that as a whole thing, but maybe not tonight. Y'all, it's time for the lightning round. Let me show you what that means. Let me get that going. Here we go. During the lightning round, we only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes our way. 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints. 7 for subs, and also for the first person of the night who gets into the lightning round. Who is here, of course. Who is here. Little caveat there. Next level is this one. By Highway. Highway just left, but what do y'all think? Was Highway here recently enough where that should be good? Yeah, Highway just left. Okay. Well, next person will get it. Highway clone guy, you're right. We gotta be honest here. We're gonna do you in sudden death, just like in previously. If you're not here, it's sudden death. If you are here, it's the lightning round, in which you get more lives, basically. And more for subs, and more for the first person who is here. I'm gonna go ahead and punch it in. And let's go. Yeah, I think the Marvel license is probably, like, best one. I could see an argument for... if you could get, like, Universal... You probably couldn't, like, go up to Universal Studios and be like, hey, can we get, like, the license for all the games, all the movies that you have in your park? Like, I guess, like, Universal wouldn't be a bad place to start, like, Universal MOBA. That actually doesn't sound like it's about Universal Studios, though. Or, like, Universal the company. That sounds like a Universal MOBA. But, like, you could probably get, like, a bunch of licenses there. Universal has a lot of brands. Marty McFly in a MOBA? Marty McFly in a MOBA. That'd be weird. That'd be weird. DeLorean as an ultimate. Oh, hey, you're back. Okay, that means you can get your free lives. And again, I say again. Let me say how this works, how the lightning round works. Those free lives. Why are my commands not working? Okay, there we go. So I randomize them, and there's many things they can be. They can be extra Mario heads, extra heads from things from the Mario series, and there is even some heads that aren't from Mario. Like there's some DK heads in there, some Sonic heads, and some you might see a Marge Simpson fly by. That's another non-Mario head. Let's see what's up. You got Luigi. Thank you. You think your level will be pretty good for the lightning round? Haha. Well, can't wait to see it. And also, one more caveat during the lightning round. If I die via a timeout, that counts for as many lives as seconds, as like hundreds of seconds in the timer. So that's how we deal with like, you know, getting over it style levels, that sort of deal. You know, we have to preserve the spirit of the lightning round in cases such as that. Oh, I feel like I am very lost. I look very lost, don't I? Feel like I am really very turned around. Recently playing Pizza Tower. I've heard that's I've heard that's good. It kind of looks like a spiritual successor to you know, to like Wario Land. And I really enjoyed recently going through Wario Land 4 again, so you know, I wouldn't mind that. The only thing about it that I see is like, oh, it's on Steam, it's on PC. I saw that and I go like, okay, I'm just gonna wait and see if it turns up on Switch. I'm just gonna wait and see if it turns up on Switch, because it might do, and I'd rather play it on Switch. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are thinking that, who are looking at that and thinking like exactly that. I feel overwhelmingly lost right now, by the way. I arrived back at the start. Not any better for where we started here. I mean, we've gotten a couple of them, I guess. We've gotten 20% of the one-ups in more than 20% of our time, so jot that down. Fuck. Wait, this something? Yes, this something. This nothing. This need block. Be other way. Wait, if block other way, how can you get that? Oh. You can only go here if block is... Wait, how can this be possible? No news has come about that, but it's gotten pretty successful, so maybe. I hope so. I want to play it on Switch. That's you know, the line I am drawing, if I'm drawing a line, I guess. Through here? I have no fucking idea. Man, this level is a fucking maze in like the most dire sense, you know, like I am just completely feel like I'm just fucking winging it. I've been over here. That's not a good sign. Ooh. Here's a P-switch. Everything we now need a P-switch for, we can do. Wait. Most everything, I guess. Not quite everything. You got a controller port, so you can use a controller already? Gotcha, yeah. I mean, I figured that a lot of games are like that, where they support controllers even on PC, even if they're a PC game. Because, you know, a lot of genres, they only make sense on controller. I say a lot of genres, some genres. Like, in particular, like, platformers, I think. You ever try to play a platformer on a PC? It's, on, like, a keyboard? Weird. Doesn't work. We are, pretty fucked here. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie to you. Things are not looking up. I have no fucking idea where I'm going. And, there's a million billion one-ups to collect. Ooh, I can now go down here, though. Walk across this and get fucked royally when I get to the other side. Great. Oh, I can't even come back the way I came. Oh my god. We have just under 200 seconds left, so that's fun. That's good. That's the amount of time you want. Okay, go over here. Great. Now I'm over here. Wonderful. Okay, I have to switch this back and forth. Oh, jeez. This level gives me heartburn. Fucking hell. I am just fucked here, basically. I am. Okay. Down here. Up here. What about through here? I need to be faster to get that one, but yeah, that's a way to do it. I mean, that's the way to do it. More specifically. 100 seconds to get 31 ups. Oh, this just returns us from whence we came. At the end of your level, you made a cement that basically gives you a score based on how many points you got. Not sure I understand what you're saying, but I'll take that at face value. A comment. Oh, a comment. That's... You know, when you spell it correctly, I can understand it better. Okay, I understand now. A comment. That translates how good we did based on score. Yeah, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Any consolation, it does... If it's any comfort, it does look like there's a lot of places where there's just a bunch of mushrooms that we could get to, potentially, but... we have to get to them first. Like, wait, what is this? With this one... How would we even get to this? We need like a POW to get in. We need like a thing to walk into while the switch is the other way. I don't think I even saw a freestanding POW that we could grab. Well, since it started, that was the first level, we do start off with more lives, so do another shot at this, but let's do another card while I go through this. Shout out to Giant Bombs, Jeff Grubb for beating Bubsy 3D. Yeah, Jeff Grubb of Giant Bomb has been playing Grubsy 3D as part of a feature they call Blight Club. Sort of a playoff fight club, you see. And he recently beat it. He got through it. Congratulations to him. And you know, I know that he loves the game very, very much. He wants Bubsy to be, you know, part of his brand going forward. Everyone call him the Bubsy guy. And I you know, congratulations. And I'm sad that he won't be playing Bubsy quite so often now that he's finished it. It seems like he was having a really great time playing that famously very good game. You got that was sarcasm, right? It's not a very good game. It's a joke. That's the joke. Thank you. Now, what the fuck? Okay, that one. How many of these 1-ups do you think we can get this time? Probably can get more than what we got last time, but I don't know about all of them. I would say that that's a little bit far-fetched. Maybe like 30 tops would be my guess. All right, grab this. Get this. And, ooh, this one, need to switch the on-off. And you know what? I can't switch the on-off while the P-switch is on. Phenomenal. That's really good. That's great. That's fantastic. That P-switch allows us to get that one, so I'll just fucking go back on then. Fuck it. Okay, get this P-switch. Go down. Get this one. And while we're down here, actually, we can turn this on and then come back up here. Sure. That works out well. Okay. Another little race here to do the other thing. Go down here. Go through here. Any more for us. Aha! I don't think we got this cache of 1-ups last time. Nor this cache. Jeez, look at that. That's pretty lucrative right there. I think that we are now above where we were last time at the end of the line, you know, when we ran out of time. How do I get out of the on-off being this way? The on-off is the wrong way. Oh, you know what? Up through here. Takes us up here. We need a POW block to get through there. Now, where in the fuck do we find a POW block? Can't recall seeing a POW... Oh. There's one. I'm serious. I did not recall seeing a POW block, but there it was. I think we'll get 30. I think it seems quite likely to me that we could get 30. Oh, this is our exit pipe. But that is funny how you can make that work. Okay. The closest place I can do the thing. Switch it from on to off. Maybe this place. I need to go back now, though. Back to the other side. Motherfucker. How the fuck do you go back once you have it set to red? This won't do you because, yeah, you do it this way and, yeah. Nothing doing. You need to get over there. How do you get over there? This here. Okay, how do you get over there? Red block going down that way. Okay, how do you get into that block? Kinda hard to find. How do you get into that pipe? Aha! Oh shit, you need 2 POWs. Wait a minute. No, you don't. Wait. Yes, you do. Yeah, you need 2 POWs here. But Wait, no, you don't. You need one to get over here. And then to get over to there. What? You need to get up there. Through here. Okay, you don't need 2 pals, but it... Down through here. Not down through there. Down through here. Up through here. Down again. The timer's nearly off, so I imagine... Look, we're not gonna do this in the next 40 seconds now, are we? All we can do is get as many of them as we can for the end, and it's not looking that good. It's not looking good, folks. Okay, we can hit that. And come down. Around here. We got 40 of them. That's most of the way done. That's gonna do it for their attempt. Thank you for a level highway. Gonna mark those off. Those last 2 lives. That level is a nightmare, honestly. You've had to cut 50% of the level? Yeah, that's a fucking nightmare you got there. Holy shit. Yeah, that's we were making progress, but each try just takes so damn long. And it's so much to get the head around. Yeah, man, there were still things I'm pretty sure I had no idea how to do in there. Still mushrooms, I had no idea where they were. And did we get the key? I don't think we got the key. I think there were still red coins we had yet to find. Maybe, though, if we had found the last red coin, maybe it would have had, like, a bunch of 1-ups around it. And maybe, like, the key door would lead to a few more that would be easy. We were pretty close there. With another 200 seconds, maybe we could have done it, but... Yeah, that's that. Basically, in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and get the next level up. Thank you for that highway. Again, this is the lightning round. 5 tries to beat each level, 7 for subs, and also the first level of the lightning round. Lord Bowser, you are up. You're the next one. It is you. Let me at Lord Bowser. You are up. It's not how you spell up, but that's fine. You understand. Let me do a card. Been replaying Psychonauts 2. Yeah, so since I watched the Psychonauts 2 documentary last weekend, I kind of had a wild hair to get back into that and played through a couple of the first couple of brains of that game, and goddamn, it's really good. I had, on previous occasionally pulled up that game and just ran around aimlessly, but I'll tell you, Psychonauts 2 is one of those games where after you finish, it's kind of a husk of what it is when you're, going through it, You can run around the brains a little bit and collect anything you missed and collect collectibles and stuff, but the real appeal of that game is going through the first time when there's characters to talk to, when there's plot happening, and there's all sorts of little details you can catch along the way. I've been having a good time going through that, again, 1 or 2 brains at a time. That is just a phenomenal game. I still think, there's things I like that the first game does better. I do think, the first game is more spontaneous. It has more surprise brains versus this one, it's a lot more like, I've heard of you. Let me go into your brain. Hey, Lord Bowser, there you are. Whereas, Wario said, I don't think Lord Bowser's here, a second after Lord Bowser said, gee. Good. Fuck. Good looking out. God damn it, those guys on the ceiling, they always fuck me up. We got 5 tries, folks, or we did have 5 tries. We now have, fuck!
Oh no!
We have 3 tries. That's the wrong one. This one and that one is the traditional ones we toggle off. 9-4 is gonna be tough, but not as tough as, yeah, I see that. I do think so long as I'm like the least bit cautious, I should be able to get through it. And the mushroom will help a lot. Pretty sure. Wow, these moles are really devious on the I think you've come up with a truly creatively evil combination of the treadmills and the moles here. And also the guys from the ceiling as well, just to add in on that. Like this combination of elements is really fucking something. Like these guys on the treadmill makes them difficult to deal with. And you know, it's hard to predict whether they'll go fast or slow. While also, you know, you see them coming. You see them coming up and you're just like, oh shit. You know, and because you're sort of on a treadmill and you can't always go very fast forward, you know, if it's going against you, let's say, you see them coming and it's like, oh fuck, I can't get around it. That's really smart. Fuck me. I didn't get a checkpoint now, did I? Again, I'll say checkpoints, they refresh our lives. They refresh our lives. I wish you didn't do lightning round for mine. Yeah, you know, I'll say again, get in early in a stream, in a viewer level stream, and you'll get you know, 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. Once it's the lightning round though, in the later parts, it's you know, we get through a lot of levels, you know, in a row, right? And that's fun too, but if you have a level that you think requires more of a dedicated look, you gotta get in early and you know, within the first
Oh no!
They always get me. Hour or so of the stream. Thank you for the level. I would love it if you gave me another crack at that. I think I could get it next time, Lord Bowser. Let's go ahead and hit next and see who's next up. It's Moyako. Moyako, go ahead and confirm. Go ahead and confirm. We got 9-6. Bowser's putting in, or 9-5. Okay, well shit. We'll beat this one another time then, Lord Bowser. I think we can do it. It's just tough as all. And again, I will say one thing I've said before, and I will say again. I appreciate a traditional level that is tough. Most people who make traditional levels, they tend to fall within a certain difficulty range, and you know, just to match like the taste and difficulty most people are expecting. So if y'all are able to make a hard level that is traditional and feels good, I think that's you know, that's a rarity. And that's I appreciate that. You are up, Moyako. You are up, Moyako. Refresh my lives. Let me talk about other games I've been playing. I finished Mario Land 2. I got the Game Boy Online, as everyone does who has online, Nintendo Switch Online. And I've been playing through some of those Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, the ones that they have now, and finished Mario Land 2. I'll say it's not a very long game. I was able to get through it in just a few sessions, just going through level after level after level. You know, just doing it while I listen to an audiobook or whatever. You know, just as like a game to play while I'm consuming other media. But as a game that was really good at that, and one thing I think was really interesting going through Mario Land 2, going through that is that every level in Mario Land 2 was like used different theming, used different like environments and stuff, pretty much like handmade for that one level and that one level alone. And I think that's really neat. That's like a rarity in like games today. Like very few games operate as such. Like the only ones off the top of my head I can think of is like, well, Wario Land 4 actually does do something like that. And that's barely modern. That's also pretty old. Not that much newer than Mario Land 2, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. You don't think they're there? Yeah, we'll do sudden death then. In that case, you were hoping to like get them to appear this time, as you did the last time. Yeah, it's inconsistent, I suppose. Anyway, that game seems real good. You know, not that long, but you know, it's probably a lot more sophisticated and like well done than Mario Land 1, which you know I've seen and maybe played through a long time ago. I'm looking forward to them putting that up because I'm willing to give that one another go and another look as well. I'll say also it looks pretty good for a Game Boy game. Mario Land 2, like the animation and the artwork. It looks really good, especially if you compare to Mario 1, which I believe it looks more like it belonged on a 3D calculator, if I recall. Whereas, like, oh, you can tell it's supposed to be Mario when it's Mario doing things in Mario Land 1, you know? Crouch Mario challenges. The other game that is like that... The other game that is like that willing to throw out like stuff, assets per level, I would say would be like Psychonauts 2 is actually a pretty good nominee for that. There's a lot of levels in Psychonauts 2 where they just have like a lot of assets and it only is like a... What the fuck? It only is like a... Well, that works out. It only is like a 30-minute level, and yet oh, I see what's going on here. So we have to like jump through while the thing is here. Reset, says Moyako. Hey, there you are. Upgrading you to the full thing. And, yeah, we lost a life, though, so we're down to 4. You told me? Wario's Warehouse? Oh, ye of little faith. I will say again, for anyone who, pops in the middle of a level or, like, you know, isn't here at the start, if you arrive during your level, just shout out and I'll upgrade you to the full lightning round, provided that, you know, we haven't, like, full-on run out of lives or anything. Look at that, we did the first part. Ha ha ha! Oh, fuck. Jesus. You really have to go really early on that, huh? Anyway, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Enjoying messing around with all those. I've also been, like, going through, Finish Cap again. On that service. Just one of many games that I've been messing with here and there. Run from the right side, you need more speed. Okay, gotcha. Need to like get some... Yeah! There we go. Okay, that wasn't a trap or anything, so that's cool. You gotta jump. Yeah. Jump real good. Here we need to do what now? Jump real good again? I guess jump real good again. How far were we? Were we close? Were we close? Feel like we were maybe getting there. 6 minutes? There must be a checkpoint. There's a checkpoint in here. And also, it's very hard. I saw 6 minutes and was like, Jesus, but that must not be in one run. No one has completed this yet. Undefeated, well, except for Moyaku, who had to upload it that way. Tell you about another game that I started. I started replaying Mario and Luigi on the Game Boy Advance online. Jesus, that was badly timed. Started replaying Mario and Luigi. Enjoying that. You know, I've done the first area, the one with the star stuff. It's nice to have on the Switch now. To have that game on the Switch. Yeah, that's you like the whole Serious Wario's Warehouse? I'll tell you, like, I really liked the first two. Really enjoyed the hell out of the first two. I was a little more mixed on 3, and I think that 4, I fell all the way off. Still, going back in here with this game again, I've been having a good time. So far, anyway. I have been using the rewind feature. Partners in time slaps. Yeah, it's really good, I think. Maybe not as hot as the first one, but also nearly as good, and I really like the babies mechanic as like a twist in that game. Anyway, this is the last try, by the way. In Mario and Luigi, I have been making use of the rewind a bit, and the rewind from Game Boy Online. Shit, there we go, we died. Thank you for the level, Moyako. I can give that another go sometime. It's hard though. Almost checkpoint. Damn, that would have refreshed our tries had we reached it. Yeah, I've been just using the rewind sparingly, not to like undo mistakes so much as just like whenever the roulette comes. You know how when you assign stat points, right? That turns out to be the perfect time to use the rewind feature. You know, you get like a +1. You just say like, okay, no I didn't. And then you can redo it and get +2 or +3. You know, you can do +3 if you try enough times, basically. That is a nice thing to be able to do, honestly. I think that improves on the experience of playing Mario and Luigi a fair bit. At least for me, anyway. Just getting rid of some of that randomness in stat picking. I still pick different stats every level, to be clear, but I'm making sure not to get +1 at any time because that's just not good enough. That's not what you want. Not enough. Just Normal, who just mentioned hasn't played Mario and Luigi games in a while. They're on Nintendo. They're on Game Boy Advance Online, included as part of Nintendo Online Expansion Pack, if you have that. So, you know, jot that down. I've been saying jot that down a lot. Do you guys like hearing the words "shot that down"? You know, Always Sunny said it, and now you know it's very funny for me to say it. It's very funny. Let me clarify. It's funny to me. I don't know if it's funny to y'all. Now, isn't a level from the game? This isn't a level from game. A level you made based on the game. Pizza Tower. Plain Plains. Okay, let's do that, and I'll look at the comment. I'll uncomment the thing. I'll turn on see comments. Okay. And we want to we're playing this for score, right? Very unusual in a Mario game. Do coins add to your score? They do. But also we only have 100 seconds, so maybe we should boogie. Maybe we should jam it. We can totally kill this guy. I guess the game is pretty frenetic, like, maybe with a high time limit factor. I guess that is true of the original, like, Wario Land, like, Wario Land 4 at least. You have to do things on a timer. Specifically, what the fuck?
Oh no!
Okay, let's play it normal style. I'm not sure what I did wrong there. You should have made it respawnable. Yeah, so I guess the Koopa Shell, you need to not do it like that. You know what? We get points for time left, so we should just go ahead and play things just fast and loose. Mostly. Or, you know, we're gonna play it so... You know, like coming out of pipe, you mean? Yeah, that probably would have helped. Yeah, so let's do like this so it goes through there. Oh, okay, we need to go down there. There was a shell down there, so I couldn't go down there when the P block was going. I see what happened there. .61 seconds left. Okay, that did an on-off for us. .40 seconds. Yep. I assume this is kind of like Wario Land 4, then in this game, where you do like a thing and then it's like, hurry up! Bang, bang, boom. And then you have to like run back to the thing. And there's sort of like blocks in your way that change up the path that you have to take.
Oh no!
Hurry up! I should hurry up. Third try here. Okay, we're just gonna fucking jam it. No more worrying about coins. This isn't that kind of level. This is like a just gun it level. Oh, you really need to get that guy with a ground pound there. Or else you can't kill him. I don't even know if you can get by like with a damage boost or something. What? That'll hopefully get some coins for me. Wait, no, what? Okay. 60 seconds to do the run back. Looks like. Uh-oh. Okay, that works. Bang my head into it. That's fine. Still fine. 31 seconds. That's like half a minute. Come on, we can do things in half a minute. Not no time at all.
Oh no!
I feel like we were in the vicinity there. That's fine.
Oh no!
Oops, wrong one. It's this one. I didn't get the mushroom that time, did I? Careless. This time we don't need to get this mushroom though, so the time saver. Okay. Dang it! That's a hard one. The timer, I think, makes it so you really do have to rush somewhat to get it done, but that makes it a lot more difficult than it otherwise would be. What was our grade? We got 0. Did not pass. TN. Did not. Okay, we can't see it without clearing it. Even better. Okay. Any score would be better than what we got, basically. Thank you for the level. That was, that's interesting. Go ahead and hit, next. Good try, though. Yeah, I think so, too. Wario's Warehouse is up. Wario's Warehouse has been saying things through that last level, so I think Wario's Warehouse is good to go. Go ahead and put the level in. Did you know that Alone in the Dark GBC game uses a lot of colors? I learned about this from a video. You're not beating my level in 5 tries, Wario says. Jeez, let's try then. We'll try. And again, it's 5 tries refreshing at checkpoints, by the way, if you have any of those. Apparently, the Alone in the Dark game uses like a lot more colors than most Game Boy Color games usually do, because there was a trick that they could use to change color palettes mid-frame by like every like line that passed, they could change color palettes, and that allowed you to do like pre-rendered video. It allowed you to do like weird high detail backgrounds and stuff. And the Alone in the Dark game that is on Game Boy Color Online does use this, which I think makes it really interesting from a technicals perspective. It is technically impressive. That said, it is just a technicality. It is technically impressive, but not really impressive considering that that's very easy on the Game Boy Advance, which is also a platform that exists, and exceedingly easy on the Switch. And when you play it, you're like, okay, this looks very impressive for the platform it was on, but it's not very good, is it? That's where I'm at with that Alone in the Dark game. An interesting novelty, but it doesn't seem like you'd actually want to play it in 2023, if you're being honest.
Oh no!
I can go in the door to listen to music? Dude, we can do that right now. What song is this, by the way? Overran Toad Town. I guess this is from a specific Mario and Luigi game. Maybe Partners in Time. It's from Partners in Time. Okay, that's right. LOL, says the thing. We'll not count that, okay? We'll count that as a bonus life. Hey, Chillery. How you doing? Oh, that's not it. I'm doing well, Chillery. How you doing? I'm doing okay.
Oh
Like,
no!
Okay, last try, apparently. That was fast. Like, I'm not sure if there's a way to maintain that. That, like, guy. Is this your level? This is Wario's Warehouse's level. And it's fucking hard. Thank you. For the level, I'll tell you, I don't quite understand how you're supposed to do the squirrel part. Are you supposed to, like, glide somehow and get enough distance? How do you do on Flancy Flummox? Oh man, that level highway, pure nightmare. Was was quite the maze. Just so confusing. I'll tell you, I was able to get up to 40. I was able to get 40 of them on the second try, which you got because, you know, because of the thing. On the second of 2 tries. That's awesome. Well, you know, it's not 50. It's not completing it, but you had to neuter so much. Yeah, man, I mean, I don't see how there was more room for level. Did you originally have the subworld or something? Or is it not using the whole overworld? Jeez, that sounds like even more of a nightmare highway. So complex that you couldn't even finish it. Even knowing all the routes and stuff. God damn. Alright, let's see the next level. Lord Bowser, you are up. Someone want to at Lord Bowser? Let me at Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, you are up. A subworld and pretty much all of the overworld. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That would be more complicated then. How about other cards? Are rice cookers cool? Do y'all eat rice regularly? Been wondering about this because, you know, I do cook sometimes. I usually cook like spaghetti. That's pretty much the only thing I do cook as far as like meals go. And I've been thinking recently about like a rice bowl, like a good oyakodon. Y'all ever have a oyakodon at like a ramen place or something? Oh my god, they're pretty good. And rice is a pretty important part. And if you had a rice cooker, you could cook the rice and then make various sorts of meals out of it. You know, based on rice or with rice on top. That sounds pretty good and a pretty good way to like expand my cooking repertoire. But I don't know. You know, I've heard people say it's some things that make it sound really good to me. Like, oh yeah, you can just cook up some rice and then put in an egg in there, just a raw egg, and it'll par cook the egg. And I don't know exactly what that means, but that sounds pretty fucking good. Just egg and rice, just cooking by the heat of the rice. That sounds pretty sick. I wouldn't mind to eat that. And yeah, if I could learn to make an oyakodon, I'd probably be pretty happy with myself. I'd probably be pretty pleased. You know, that'd be a really great lunch. I don't know, like, if like leftovers... I guess there'd be enough for leftovers, whatever. I'd fill like a Tupperware full of that and microwave, you know, like reheat it later down the line. But yeah, that's something I'm interested in. I've seen people on a Discord talk about it. Not my Discord, but another Discord I'm in. You want to see your Donkey Kong spin-off Super World? Oh, I can absolutely show you the progress with that, Big Chillery. The other day, I started making a little bit more, and I came up with a couple of new ideas. Chillery, are you in the queue? You in the queue, Chillery? Tell you what, when your level comes up, we'll take a little break. Nah, okay. Well, I can absolutely show you after this level then. That sounds like a good thing to me. We'll do this level, and then I'll show you what I showed up top. The changes, the new ideas in my super world. Your online ran out? Gotcha. Your levels should still be uploaded, but you know, you'd have to have the codes prepared and ready. What was I talking about? Rice cookers. Definitely thinking about getting one. I think that'd be a nice tech upgrade. I guess there's other things that people say are really good, but you know, at least with a rice cooker, I know there's one meal I can make with it. An oyakodon, or maybe some sort of other rice dish. And I think that sounds pretty good. But with other options, like, people say that an air fryer is really good. I don't know what I'd make with that. I guess you could reheat, like, pizza.
Oh no!
What the fuck is wrong? Jesus Christ. You see that shit? Oh my god. That's one of our lives. God damn it. I guess you could reheat a pizza with like a... With like a, air fryer. I've heard all sorts of other things for it, but I don't know. I feel like my microwave is good enough at reheating most things, honestly. I do not know of an application for that, but with an but with like a rice cooker, there's many, many rice meals that, you know, I just don't have the option to make. Or do. I don't know. I guess I could get lots of stuff. I've had, at one point, I used to have, like, a slow cooker. And with that, I had a couple of good meals with it, but honestly, the only thing that I really was, like, super enamored with is I thought the ribs came out really well. But, you know, didn't make ribs all that often, so, you know, it didn't get all that much use. And maybe that would be the case with a rice cooker as well. Maybe it wouldn't get that much use, but no, I would like to have a yakodon occasionally. And not have to just get it from a store or from a restaurant. I don't know. I look at sometimes at like, you know, like that sort of cooking, like cooking they do in Japan or whatever, and just think like, oh, you know, if I learned how to do that, then I could have that at any time without going to a restaurant. How hard do you think it is to learn how to make an oyakodon? Or make, like, fancy, like, reasonably fancy ramen, right? And I say, like, reasonably fancy, maybe you could take, like, some instant ramen and, add some, you know, like, maybe you could take some instant ramen or whatever and, like, add, like, a little bit of, like, fixins, right? Like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe that'd be a way to get, like, something that approaches fancy restaurant ramen at home. Instant ramen, you know, it doesn't have the same... They don't usually have mix-ins for instant ramen. I guess the reason is that they're kind of an economical thing, at least in the US, you know, you get instant ramen because it's cheap. But I do also just like the you know, pork. You know, like the traditional good-ass ramen you get at a place that has like a solid broth, like a pork, like bits of pork in it, you know, chashu as it's called in, you know, chashu ramen, right? It's a ramen with like soft belly pork, basically. If you could get that from like get that like in a microwavable format, I think that'd be cool, but you know, they're all too economical for that, you know? Anyway, that's me talking about appliances. Big Chillery says hopes that Super Mario Maker 3 gets announced in this year, maybe in April. Man, I gotta finish my Super World before Mario Maker 3 comes out, so if I'm being honest, I'm hoping not this year. I'm hoping I finish my Super World, and then I can, you know, I can move on in peace. And when they announce the third one, I can be like, okay, I'm ready to go. I have no baggage. I have no unfulfilled ambitions. And honestly, it's probably going to be on the next gen hardware, if we're being honest here. At this point, it's going to be on the Switch 2, so I would expect Super Mario Maker 3 at the very earliest end of next year. There's a world where, here's a thought for everyone. What if Super Mario Maker 3 launching with the next generation Switch? What if Mario Maker 3 was a launch game? Wouldn't that be rad? Oh my god, wouldn't that be cool? I'm assuming if it was like a cross-platform thing, they would be like, you know, you could upload on either place and maybe transfer your saves from one platform, from Switch 1 to Switch 2. You would buy Next Gen the day it comes out. I always buy Next Gen the day it comes out, but that would absolutely be incredible if that was what's hit. Big Chillery wants to see my Super World. Let me hit complete, by the way. On that, we completed it, yeah? Yeah, we did. I'm gonna hit next, and Mo Yako just said GG, so you're good for it. Very nice. Let me show Chillery what I came up with recently over the last week as far as like new ideas for my next level goes. 2 ideas. So this level is gonna be like a hybrid water level with a cave sort of aesthetic. I'm gonna like make cave walls I think they're gonna be pretty plain. I don't know if I'm gonna do like these or anything. What theme is it gonna be? I'm gonna best either like a Mario Land theme. Here's the two guesses I have. I think, you know, with this game they did like a high resolution, like a new 3D theme. I think this time they should do a new 2D theme. So I'm thinking either like a Mario Land 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, or alternatively, the second option would be a would be Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island. I bet that's what it's gonna be. I bet it's gonna be Yoshi's Island. If anything, I feel like Yoshi's Island has the strongest claim and would offer the most potential. You know, new 2, or sorry, not new 2. Super Mario Brothers 2. I feel like was the close second, but you know, I feel like they did pretty much everything they could do with that, with the costume, with the costume in this game. You know, like the Super Mario Brothers 2 mushroom kind of does everything you need from that, so they don't really need to make it a separate mode, I think. Anyway, so like I said, the water is going to go up and down here. Highway says, I think the level submitted you'll enjoy. It can be cheese, but please do not cheese it. It's paired with the nearest key door. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, the water will go slowly up and down, and you'll have to deal with the tide as it goes. I guess the question I should ask myself is, does the water need to be slowly going up and down? Maybe it should be fastly going up and down, you know, at a higher speed. Anyway, let me show you the actual new ideas, because these ideas are mostly old, and also I'm not sure if I'm going to go with them. Here's the new idea. So you're going to have areas where you're like routed under guys like this, and then maybe you can jump on them, get over them to the next area. So you're going to have to like, you know, jump on these guys that are jumping out of the water repeatedly in order to get to the next area. And also, you can sort of see at the lowest part of their jump, you can get onto them. And when the water is high, you can still also get onto them in that way. So let's say now the water is high. You can easily get on top of them. They'll be still crusting out the water. The other idea I have is that I noticed when doing some random testing that Hammer Brothers, their hammers move very slowly while in the water, which makes them much easier to dodge. So I figure it'd be interesting to deal with some underwater Hammer Brothers and to have to like maneuver around hammers. Maybe even like this, like setups where there's a bunch of hammers under the water. Also using some dry bones in order to make it so that there's more stuff to maneuver around, and to delay you such that the hammers become a little bit more of a threat. So those ideas are the ones I think are definitely going to be in it. I think like these Hammer Brothers are a winner. I think that the dry fish bones are a winner, and I think that these guys right here, this is how we're going to be getting in and out of the water, like jumping off these guys to get out of the water, and whatnot. I think they should have added DK as a Super Mario Maker 2 power-up or character. I'll tell you, I'm not really... I don't agree with that, Big Chillery. Here's what I think they should do with Donkey Kong. Just add barrel cannons. All I want is barrel cannons. I don't need Donkey Kong. I don't need Diddy Kong. I don't need a costume. I want barrel cannons. I want them to be placeable on rails. I want them to have like a little bit of like settings, so you can set if they like rotate on their own automatically, or if they like, or if they're like, you know, I want them to have a lot of options, honestly. I want them to be able to set if they're like autocannons, like you get in them and then they fire automatically, or if they're like, you know, you press the button and you time it cannons. I want to program if they, I would like the option to have so that they, when they switch directions, they can do so either smoothly or like preset, like just like cardinal directions or something, like some cannons, or like go like up, right, up, right, up, right, up, right. I basically want to toggle in which directions it can aim in and which way that it rotates, if it rotates in a direction. Moyako, yes, you're here. You're good. You're good. You're good for it. I would like a lot of options for barrel cannons, and if they were to do that, I would be so goddamn pleased. And yeah, they should add more characters. Honestly, I think personally, I would prefer more stuff like I said, like barrel cannons would be my biggest my biggest request. I would like other stuff that was crossover stuff from other games as well. Like, I don't know what you could do from like Splatoon or just take something Star Fox. I don't know, like a vehicle or something. Maybe you could get like an R-wing and jump inside an R-wing and use it like a clown car or something. You could get like a what could you get from Pikmin? I don't know. I guess maybe it's not the except for the barrel can. I guess everything else is a little harder than just a costume, whatever, plays differently. Speaking of clown cars, that's what this level is about. I know an idea I have to merge the castle and another theme, e.g. forest. It would make an overgrown forest castle with wigglers in the background. That'd be very sophisticated. I will say one thing I expect from the next game is to have the option to just do... Oh, wow. I see what we're doing here. Just have the option to just have the option to do, let's see, to just do, like, whatever settings with whatever levels, you know? Like, if you want to do a hybrid water level in the clouds, you should be able to do that. You know, there's no reason why that shouldn't be allowed. Right? Or if you want to do a dark level in the clouds as well, I guess. If you want to do, like a water ghost house, I think that should be an option. I am dying really badly here. Sorry, Moyako. I'll try better. Didn't get past the third jump there. Well, such is the lightning round. Thank you for putting that in. That's fucking hard, man. Lord Bowser put in another one. Thank you very much. I understand that it's sophisticated, but Nintendo is one of the first one to figure out 3D. Wait. You mean like to be able to customize a 2-layer thing? You know, like see, are you talking like Donkey Kong Country Returns type thing where you can go into the background? Like in Paper Mario, actually a bunch of the Paper Mario games actually do that. Thousand Year Door does that. You know, the Super Paper Mario do that. Not going into the background, just having it so that you customize the background. I see. I think that's gonna be something that they're gonna pass on, but it's not a bad idea. Put it on the list. Put it on the big list of ideas that they should do. Let's go ahead and see who the next level is. I'll do another card as I do. Highway. Highway, did you stick around after the last one? Highway, I'm gonna give you a minute. Let me at Highway actually. Ooh, I hit the cheer button by mistake. Let me at Highway. You are up. Need a way to automate that. I really do. Let me do another card. Been rereading, re-listening to Dresden Files. Just started book 4, Summer Night, today after last night's stream. I, was unwinding a little bit and I listened to a few chapters of that. Actually, too many chapters of that. Kind of let it. Whenever I listen to Dresden Files, which is a urban fantasy novel series by Jim Butcher, about a wizard who is also a private eye, who has to hunt down and figure out who the villain is, and also Highway is here, and also fight the bad guy in the end. This one is one of the ones where it starts to go from good to great, and from great to fantastic. In this one, a bunch of wizards come to town, all the wizards in the world. They come to town to have a little powwow about some bad stuff that's happening, a war of sorts, a magical war, and Harry finds himself in the middle of it, and also finds himself in the middle of a vast conflict between the winter and the summer courts of the Sidhi, or the Shi, the fairies. It's the first time that it's probably if you want to know what the log line of the book is, it's the You know, if the second book is the werewolf book, the third one is the ghost book, the first ghost book anyway. This is the first fairy book, and that it's all about fairies and the politics they're in, meeting all the fairy queens and wondering out who did a murder and who took the Summer Knight's mantle. Where did that go? What's going on with that? And to do it in such a way where that a war is maybe head off, maybe. Because, things are not looking good. I think, you know, this is one of the books where the world starts to be bigger than just Chicago. You know, where it starts to show things outside of what's happening. Outside of just, like, Harry Dresden's local area. Which is fun. It's also just... What are we doing here? I feel like we have to get a running jump. I'll say it's like not one of my all-time favorites, and it's not like top whatever, right? But it is probably the best book so far, you know. And most of the time they get better with every book, basically. You watched another player play it the way it was intended, and it was nice. Didn't know how it was cheese, just you just know that it happened, right? I assume you still have to get. Oh, because there's no clear condition, you can just get. You can get a key and then you can use it, and something like that. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Is this a cheese? This might be. You know what? This might be your cheese. Unless. No, wait. No, wait. No, this has to be intended. This has to be intended right here. Here's what I'm thinking. Get up here. Hit this. Is that intended? That's gotta be intended, because otherwise I don't see how you would get. Because these blues block off the way if the blues are on, so. So, yeah. Just an error in judgment, you think? Where? How? Whereabout? Basically, the pipe in there's a key that leads to another door, and the player can just grab the key and beat the level with the key. Right, there's a key door over here, and yeah, shit, you just get this key. Well, that's kind of making it too easy, don't you? Yeah, you need to have like a different thing. You use the key to get a red coin. That's it. That's yeah. Very easy to cheese. That's more of an oversight than cheese, I guess. A clear condition would solve it. Yeah, it would. Did you have a reason not to do a clear condition? Does it have like a Where's the fucking key switch, by the way? Key door. Once you fuck up this, it's like. Oh, actually, it's not that fucked up, actually. It's not that bad. It's just you have to run and hit a thing. Okay, let's see for a second right now. Once the P switch is there, we can go down there and do a thing. So what we want to do is do this. We can also do it like this. That works just as well. In fact, probably better. That's probably the intended way, right? We can get more P's by doing it more times. 10 coins are mandatory. Yeah, you could do that. You could have done that. I know your Nintendo's your online is expired. Next time you have 20 bucks, pop it in, and you know, do it. Good. I need to respawn that, so... Is that good enough? Is it good enough to just go off screen? No, it's not. We gotta go down in the subworld or something. Or through a door. Where's the nearest door? Okay, how about we go over here? Get this key switch. Up here. This on off. Then we can go through the pipe. And we do have, say, not that many seconds to do this, by the way. We got like 2 minutes, kinda. Alright, let's... Wait a minute, have to be the other way. It has to be on. Red's on. I always think of it as not on-off, but just red or blue. That's how I usually think of on-off blocks. Rather than which way that they actually... Wait, shit. Damn it. That's not good. To reset, I have to go like here. Go on top. And then go all the way to the pipe. Wherever the pipe is. You merely go through the pipe. Yes. But to get to the pipe, I have to do a bunch of stuff because the pipe is not accessible unless it is off. As such. Got a minute left. Let's go. We have the option to be first to the clear pipe. Okay. Whatever, we don't have time to think right now. We have to do this. We have to do it in like one go. Hope that it's... Ah! Okay, we have to do this in a second go now. Because we fucked up. Okay, we fucked up again, but it didn't reset anything. We got 17 seconds, folks. This one, right? That works. Okay. Look at that, progress.
Oh no!
We need to go up into the P, and we need there to be more than 0 seconds left. Well, as you know, during the lightning round, a timeout counts for all of our tries. We'll have to try this again another time. I think that was... We nearly figured it out. It's just that... Geez, the world record, the clear time is 35 seconds? How'd you do that? Oh yeah, that's cheese, isn't it? That's the cheese that you mentioned. What was your clear check chime, though? It was 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your cheese lets you do it very much easier. If ever you get Nintendo 64 or any sort of online again, you should fix that, probably. And also add some reset doors near the P switches so that you can reset every time you fuck up without an elaborate time-wasting process. That'd be my other point of feedback. Lord Bowser is up again. Let me do another card. Follow up on High Dive's value proposition. Mentioned this yesterday. Was talking about all the various anime, and I'll say that that High Dive has been doing a great job recently, getting like a couple new shows every season that have been like really good ones, really valuable ones. I'll tell you, there was a while there where High Dive, which is by the way a anime streaming service similar to Crunchyroll but smaller. There was a time where they didn't get anything for like years and years, and soon as Funimation like merged into Crunchyroll, they started getting shows again. They started like taking up that slot as like the number 2 to Crunchyroll's / Funimation's number 1, which has been really good to them. Good for them, and I've enjoyed having them as a service. Also, I'll say, yesterday I was talking about anime. I mentioned that when I was talking about anime yesterday, I mentioned that Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible had COVID delays. I didn't mention also that Bofuri Season 2 also is having COVID delays. Kind of surprising to see COVID delays in today's, right now. All right, thank you for the love. I'll say this. Everyone listening. After this level, which by the way seems like a very nice...
Oh no!
After this level, which seems like a very nice traditionally level from my first impression. After this level, we will have last calls. Last calls for new levels. Last call for putting things into the queue and such. And then we'll be closing the queue shortly after. Y'all want to get your levels in. Now is the time. That also after this level. So Bowser, if you want to get in one more, absolutely be my guest. That would be fantastic. These guys are kind of tough. These mushroom motherfuckers. I like it. It's good. It's well done. Yee! Since they follow you, it's kind of similar to a Monty Mole. In some cases, they only become threats after you, like, proceed enough to the one side or the other. I think it's really nice. Guy's gonna drop into the pit, freeing you. So that little good design there, right? We're like, oh, when you first go there, you have to be on the right to avoid the guy coming down at you. And then after you dodge that, there's a guy coming down on a parachute at you, so you have to be on the other side. You sort of have to... The side that's safe to be on changes very nicely. That's just good design right there. And if you are ahead of the curve here, to the right, this guy can't even get you. That's smart. That's good. Very nice auto-scroll level. I'll say, like, auto-scrollers, I think... I'm not going to say that they get a bum rap. I'm going to say that they are unappealing, generally. So to make a good one, I think takes a lot of work. I think you pretty much managed it. That's a pretty good level. I mean, honestly, I think it could have been a little faster. A little faster scroll. Personally, that would be like my taste. My taste would demand a little bit more speed, but I think it is very well done. I don't think we grabbed all the coins. I'm going to hit complete, and then I'm going to give everyone a chance to get in one last level. And then we will finish off the levels that are in the queue. And then we'll do the next thing. Basically, we'll end and then we'll do a raid, as we tend to do. I believe tonight I'm going to be raiding into Team Kayla, who is doing some co-op Resident Evil 5 with Dan Reichert. Two channels I like a lot. Dan is Kayla's sister. Kayla is Dan's... Wait. Dan is Kayla's brother. Kayla is Dan's sister. Half sister. They're not like full siblings, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Parentage and all. And they're very fun to watch, hang out and stream together and such whenever that occasion does come. And Kayla has given us quite a few raids throughout this last year, quite a few big raids and such, so it's feel good to return the favor when she's online and doing stuff, which she is. Anyway, again, let me say, last call, everyone. Please go ahead and get your things in. By the way, someone wanted to see my Donkey Kong Country theme Super World. Well, there's the card for it. I say the card. There's the promo thing for it. You can see there. It's gonna come out. It's gonna be finished sometime this year, and you can see it's called Waluigi's Triple Threat is the name, and you see it has a nice little logo there. I hope that's cool and everyone likes it. I'm pretty happy with it myself. Let's get rid of that. Get out of there. Get out of there, thing. Tell you what, I'm gonna give y'all time to get in one last level. I imagine Bowser might want to get in one. Bowser, if you want to get in one more, again, now's the time. Let me play through. You know what? Let me check something. I need to check something real quick. I did make it so that this is Galaxy music, right? If I forgot, I'm going to be very upset. Okay, good. That's Galaxy music. I'm pretty sure this is Galaxy music as well. This is a space world, so it ought to have Galaxy music. Good, okay, and the last one, the first level, it's got the Galaxy music, right? I think my current level doesn't have it, so I need to fix that. Does it make sense to have Galaxy music in a cave level? I mean, it's a cave in an asteroid. This is fine. This is suitably epic. I'll allow it. That's Galaxy enough. It's Space E. If they all had Galaxy music, it would be not as cool. Not even Mario Galaxy uses that song for every level. That's my rationalization. Let's just use it for these three levels: the meteor level, the comet level, and the asteroid level. How do I do that? Yeah, I totally have not set up the music for this level, come to think of it. Oh, actually, I totally have. Good, okay. I totally have. Good, okay. I'm just totally blanking on it then. I didn't realize I already did it. It's funny how Mahito Yokota had to be told Mario was cool to make such a score. He didn't believe it? Oh, another thing about this setup that I think is cool, like routing the player under here, is that there's a shortcut they can take by going up by here, but it's a little risky because they have to thread the needle there. I swear I can do it. 1 second. Okay, Bowser's got into his last level of the night. Thank you, Lord Bowser. Let me get rid of these guys real fast. Just try this. So, if you were swimming under here, you could then go like this and take a little shortcut, which I like. I like to have little shortcuts in levels sometimes, where the player can take a faster route than the quote-unquote intended route. You know, a fast route that has a little bit more daring to it. I also think it's cool to have challenge, bonus things that challenge you a little more than the regular beaten path does. Maybe because these guys, they release small guys, maybe there should just be small guys in the water. Just as passive obstacles and shit. Like if you were landing and you had to deal with some of these guys as well, would that be interesting? Would that be challenging? Maybe. These guys are a little random though, but this is a later. This is World 7. Maybe a little bit of random is okay. Maybe a little bit of challenge is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, Maybe they should be regular Goombas. A lot of stuff to try here. Again, last call for levels. They do like sort of the regular Goombas, they do like seek out Mario a little faster, don't they? I kind of like making that a little more challenging. I like these as these guys. Let's be a little bit eccentric with it. Either that or it could be like some more dry bones over there. When's lightning round? Right now, Chaotic Coven. You got a level? It's last call, man. We're doing last call. Get it in, get it in, get it in. I was just showing off some of my levels. Can we see more levels in your super world? Absolutely. I'll do one level in the super world for you as like a last call thing. Chillery, you're the one who asked. Go ahead and just shout out. You see one that you like, that you want to see? You say the word. I'm gonna scroll through them from the bottom again. And you want one from the super world, so here's the options that are super world levels. All the ones that have a world name and then a number and then a level name, basically. Say when. And I'll vouch for all these levels. They're very good. I do think a couple of them have some revisions I'd like to do. Fear Forge 5. Now, that's a short one, so it's only 20 seconds. You okay with that? It's a good 20 seconds, though. It's a neat one. This is a 20-second green banana boss rush, if that makes sense. Play it with a Virtual Boy controller. I don't have one. So in this one, you have to collect 8 coins, and you have to do it by crossing over this gap repeatedly. And every time you cross, you see that the on-off switch, and that makes it so there's a gap at different parts of the level as a result. And also a boss populates onto the stage, and then, once you've collected all of them, you can leave and get the last one, and you can see if you do it right, it takes about 20 seconds. A little bit under that. Is that enough? How about one more? Big Chillery, give me another. I feel like a 20-second one isn't good enough, even though that's a really good one. I think that one was really inspired. I'll tell you, when I figured out I could do that, when I figured out I could make a green banana bonus level, I laughed maniacally. I was so fucking enthused. I was so fucking like, oh my god, this idea is so good. I want to do it right now. In fact, it's because of To and Fro Factory that, go ahead, yeah, get it in, Chaotic Oven. I'm buying time for you to get in a level. That's exactly what we're doing here. When I had the idea to do this and have it be the end of Fear Forge, the factory world, I said, oh, this is so good. I originally had Fear Forge pegged for, like, World 5 or something, where Coastal Cup is now. And I said, oh, actually, let's make Fear Forge be World 3 so I can do this right now. And that's the reason why Fear Forge was the third world and not the fourth or the fifth world. Pirate's Peak is the fourth world because this level here, the end of Pirate's Peak, Figurehead Fuss, that's boss world, and I figured that would be good for the fourth world, like halfway through the super world. You're booting up the game? Chillery, give me another one. Shout it out. Coastal Cup 1. Nice choice. This is a nice, simple level with some nice, mushroom platform, sort of athletic theming, like an athletic level, like a level in which the song Athletic from would play, except that actually it's Mario Kart music because this is a racetrack world. This world is a tropical racetrack. And in this one, you have, boost panels that you can do. There's, fishes to do, to, deal with. And also, these guys are throwing spikes at you. Also, you get the Fireball Yoshi, which is pretty fucking fun and powerful and good. Lets you deal with these guys a little more readily. Secret up here. Very nice. You can, see the stem going down, and maybe they'll use that as a clue. You can't wait to play the Super World. Oh damn, yeah, and you're waiting until it's all done. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. Every time I put together a level and it's really good, I'm like, God damn, this is gonna be fucking a killer Super World, man. Like, and every time I do that, I feel like the stakes are a little higher, you know? Like, this level was really fucking good. Oh my god, the next level has to be just as fucking good, don't it? But, you know, I just have to trust in the process and, you know, and trust that as I make these levels, they'll come together and eventually be really good. You're gonna need exclamation point add on that, chaotic oven. You know the drill. Do you know the drill? I'm assuming you know the drill. Really fast-paced, light-hearted level. And, you know, you see the moving platforms there. I had a little fun making those, and, you know, moving platforms in a circle, you can't go wrong with those in a platformer, right? And, you know, as simple as the level is, all the enemies work. It's full of fun little moments. And yeah, I think that's one's just a killer one. Coastal Cup is a really good world. Unmoored Mines is a really good world. Arsenal Antics is... all my worlds are really good, it turns out. Anyway, that was the buying time for last call. I am hereby closing the queue. Hereby closing the queue. Thank y'all for getting your levels in. We're just now going to go through these next 3 levels, starting with, I believe, Highways level. Highways level is next. Okay, cool, good. Let's go. YQJ 0 WQ. You think I will enjoy this level? It's not too bad. Thank goodness you submitted one before closing. Yeah, you got in at just the right time, Chaotic Oven. Nice timing on your part. Let's go. Room of Doom, 17% clear rate. Okay, that's pretty promising. That's not going to be too hard, and hopefully not too long either. Let's go. Lightning round. There's a coin in that pit. There's a coin in that pit. Okay, so I think... wait, what? Huh? Okay, whatever. The POW block, not important, I don't think. I don't think we can do anything with the POW block quite yet. Okay. My lips get so chapped towards the end of a stream. I don't know why. I guess that just happens when you talk a lot. Just do a lot of talking over the course of several hours. I have not stopped talking, you know? You know how it is. Talking. That's how a stream is. That's how you nearly got hit by that asshole. What's this guy for? What are you for? What do you do? Explain yourself. Well, I don't get it, but whatever. Whoa. I didn't need to be scared there. He would turn away before he hit me. Maybe I was supposed to, like, jump off his back. No, that's not enough height. He's turned around now. That's great. I could release the POW if I wanted to, but why would I? I don't think I would wanna. Don't know why you have your submission saved on your Switch. Yeah, let me plug this sucker in. I got a low battery. I got a charge cable in my couch, though. You know, when I got this couch, I didn't think that the USB ports would be all that valuable, but they've turned out to be quite useful. If you hold A and right, you'll make it, I think. Oh, you know what? We go through this... Oh, I thought you could just jump off there. I thought that might be the way to the end. So I hesitated to actually, like, go through it. Okay, this is... We're figuring things out. This is not a... We cannot go through that. Okay. Well, if we go back through here... Yeah, we can't really do anything other than... Wait, there's a coin down that thing. So we can hit the thing. And that allows us to get into the pit just barely. Or get into the key door just barely. Oh, hey, look at that. That's all we need to do. Oh, that wasn't so bad at all, Highway. We were kind of close on time, actually. Well, nearly did 100 seconds. Nearly was like, oh, 100-second warning, whatever. But, figured it out. Nearly fell into that pit if we had, you know, been a little bit more behind, but we managed it. Thank you. Made it for a friend in 2019. He loved it and said I should upload it. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice story. I'm gonna hit complete. Lord Bowser, you're up next. You're wondering about this couch. I don't know why you'd be wondering about this couch. Maybe it's from a few years ago. Used to have just a basic-ass IKEA couch, which was not a reclining couch, and later traded up for a reclining couch, which turns out to be... I was able to find a deal. I was able to find a pretty good deal, honestly. At Lord Bowser real fast, make sure that he knows. I was able to find a good deal. You are up. It was only like 600 bucks, same as the IKEA one. And it's pretty fucking comfy. Probably the most, next to the most comfy of all the couches I tried. And, you know, the other most comfy one was like was like over $1,000. So I counted myself very lucky to find this one. It has gotten a little bit weirdly lumpy from, like, you know, me always sitting in the same way. But, you know, hey, that's fine. That's just character. Really like having a reclining couch. I would recommend anyone who's, like, you know, who has, like, a, you know, a non-reclining couch, they just have to lay across. Get a reclining couch. It rules. It rules to be able to, like, face forward and kick the legs up. And I'll tell you what's weird, actually. Since I got the reclining couch, that was actually when I started wearing socks indoors regularly. Before that, you know, I would be laying on the couch sideways so that my feet would always be above the couch and, you know, under a blanket. So they'd always be quite warm while I was lounging on the couch. But when you have a recliner, the feet, they're not like bounded in. There's not like a end of the couch on the other side of the feet. Just open air, and as a result, the feet tend to get colder, so I ended up having to start wearing socks on the regular comfy socks, which you know, I recommend as well. Wear comfy socks around the home. It makes your feet warm, and it does suck when you step in water or shit, right? That does suck. Oh shit! The muck rises. But yeah, 2 more levels left. This one and then the one after. Let's do this one. And just to be clear, this is high enough to survive. That is not. Oh wait, that is still high enough. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Alright, these nooks that you can, like, survive in, they're very small, but you can just barely survive in them. What happens if you're Big Mario here, though? If you're Big Mario here, do you just die? If you hit the lava, you just die, right? So, Big Mario is kind of a liability, at least for that particular section of the level.
Oh no!
I'm getting impatient now that I know that there's a whole slow part to this level. I should slow it down just a bit. Relax, relax. I like what you've done there with the spike top, making him come out of the semi-solid in the middle of the platform. That's a nice but simple way to do that, to get it done, to get that threat on the board, you know? A tier list maker of your choice? Just give me the name, Chaotic Oven, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. After this level, we'll do that real quick. And I do mean real quick, you know, we gotta get going. Paper Mario items? Items, huh? I'll tell you, I'm not really a big item person, so it might be a pretty flat rating. Like most things, I would rather not have to use, but we'll pull that up and have a look. Are we talking like Paper Mario? Whoa! Okay. Do we have a checkpoint, by the way? If we had a checkpoint, we need to refresh the lives, but if we didn't, we don't. 64, okay. Holy shit! Oh geez, that was fucking close. I feel like we're at the end. Was there a checkpoint in there? Did we refresh our lives? If there was a checkpoint, we should have done. But, you know, we would only find out once we died, so whatever. We did it. Thank you for the level. That was one of the harder ones, but not as hard as perhaps your hardest level. The hardest ones that we played, the other two. You've submitted 2 harder levels tonight. Or 1 harder level tonight and 1, you know, last Friday. Let me do that tier list maker. I'm gonna go to the computer real fast and pull that up. Again. Again, I forgot to open the PC camera. It has like a privacy lens for when I'm not streaming. I don't usually use my PC camera so much since getting the new webcam for the couch area, which is pretty fucking nice, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up a dealy do. I'm gonna pull up tier list maker for y'all. Tier list maker. Okay, here we go. Channel point redemption, tier list maker. Let's do it. Oh, also let me hit complete real fast for you, Lord Bowser. Complete. And next, the final person is Chaotic Oven, who also had the tier list redemption, so he doesn't mind waiting a bit. So that's perfect. You gotta go, Lord Bowser. I'll see you later, okay? Let me pull up the thing right now. Chrome. No, we'll do, where is that? Why do I have... That's weird. Whatever, I'm just gonna do Chrome. I'm gonna capture this one. And here we go. I'm gonna crop off the top. I'm gonna extend it such that it Like, all so that it's all covers the screen and shit. Okay, let's see. You want Paper Mario items. Paper Mario items. Alright, let's see now. How's that looking? You can see it? And I'll get the lightning round stuff out of here for just this second. I'll bring it back after for the last level. Paper Mario items, you said? Paper Mario items N64. Here we go. Alright, geez, there's not that many of them. Yes, okay, so this will be easy then. Livestream is S tier. That's just pretty much undisputed. I think that invisible, the thing that makes you invisible for 3 turns, I think that's also S tier. That's probably the most S tier one you can get, right? Like, if I'm going through a randomizer run or something, or just in general, I want to stock up on live streams, and I want to stock up on these guys. Electric shrooms, they're pretty decent. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say they're B, because the instant you get Zap Attack, the badge that makes you electric, they're completely irrelevant, and you don't need to ever use them ever again and waste a turn on them. So I'm gonna say B. They have a great effect, but not enough in the way of like usefulness. Mushroom, I'll say A. That mushroom in particular, this just doesn't heal you very much. Wacka, or I'll say B. Wacka's Bump, I'll say that's an A. It's a really good heal and a really good FP restore. It doesn't like restore your... It won't save you from death though, unless you're like actively using it though. So it is less valuable than either of the top items. So it'll save you in a pinch, but it's pretty damn good. I think it is a solid A. And it's just about the best like regular healing items that yeah, I know they didn't. I was wondering that too, and they don't include like an Ultra Shroom. You want me to look and see if there's like a different version of that? Because I'll tell you, I didn't. Tell you what, let's do this one. This one maybe, yeah, this one has more. This one has more. Let's do TTYD items. Okay? How about that? Let's do that instead. This is S again. This is a Dizzy. I don't like Dizzies at all. I don't use them. I think they're kind of useless. I'll say F. This one is an F. Scare. That's a C. It's probably useful, but I've never. You know what? I've never used it, so I can't get it any higher than an F. These ones are okay. You need a little bit of restoration. They're very good. That's a Wacka's Bump, right? I'm gonna say A on that one. B. You know what? I don't think this one restores enough health for the weird effect. You know nothing about TTYD? Okay, so there's not... Okay, well, we'll finish this one then, but just know that if there was Ultra Shroom, it would be right here. This is a very incomplete listing, I think. I'll say A on Thunder Rage. It doesn't even have this tier list maker doesn't even have like there's tons of items they're missing. Like Cake Mix. Where's Cake Mix? Dizzy Dial, that's a F. I don't use it. I don't use this as well. I don't use this. I've never used this. And this can restore FP, but honestly, I've never used it. Not once. Okay, that's about where I would say these Paper Mario items would rank. Sadly, it seems like the list is lacking. Is lacking a lot of them, and there's not like a better one that I see over here. So there it is. There's what it is. Thank you for the thing. Let me pull down the thing and go back and let's finish off the level. The redemption. Don't know why it reset. webcam being funny. Middle cap makes you invincible for 5 seconds, but you can't for 5 turns, but you can't control Mario. That doesn't sound right. I thought it was just a defense up or something. Like I said, I've never used it. Last level is Chaotic Ovens level. Let me get the things up again. Let's go and let's do it. Thank you for the channel point redemption. Hope you enjoyed seeing that tier list maker. You need to recreate. Chaotic Oven was saying that he needs to recreate 3DS levels, and Highway was agreeing, also needs to do the same. I have a lot of levels that were on the original Mario Maker, but I don't see the need to recreate them, honestly, personally. I'm happy with them just being on the original game, and, you know, perhaps lost forever in time. Also, you know, you can only get, like, 100 levels, so, you know, it's not like I could reasonably just port all my levels over to the new game. You know, that would use up all the slots in like a short order. We have 5 tries, and Jesus Christ, we're doing a good job already, huh? Holy shit, that was nearly first try, huh? You see that shit? That was nearly first try. This is a very well put together level. How? Yeah, I know, right? Instinct. Good reflexes. And, a little bit of dumb luck, I suppose. I think that means you've made a very well-designed level. I think that's what that means. Okay, 2 tries left. And remember, this does refresh with checkpoints, so if beyond that pipe is a nice little checkpoint, that would refresh our doodads. Oh, you didn't make this? Gotcha. No check. Oh, yes, checkpoint, but you gotta jump. I needed a running jump there. I was scared of the thwomp. Okay, here we go. Last try and big jump here. All right, that refreshes our doodads up to full. What? Huh? Oh shit. Okay, I see what we need to do there. Jump over, place it down, jump over. Okay. Need to be faster on the thing. This is all new to you at this point. That's exciting. Hope that's exciting. All right. Oh, what? Oh, fuck. Slide under the thing. I didn't realize it was bad to linger. I guess that's always an assumption you can make in these sorts of levels. That if you're standing still, you're probably doing something wrong. Ooh. Another checkpoint over there. Again, a running jump. Beautiful. Didn't even need to figure out, like, you know... Didn't even need to die that time to figure out what we need to do. What? What the fuck? Okay, so... That guy's gonna come down. Okay, so I need to jump before the guide comes down all the way. That sounded like 2 balloon effects at once, by the way. That doesn't sound right. I need to be on the top. I need to be on the top of the skull in order to get the right height. Oh! Oh. 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 What? Hang on. Let's examine the footage. So that destroyed the thing. Let's just pause. So that destroyed a thing. We want to land on that, I think. We want to be like a little bit more ahead of the ball, maybe. And then like ride the guy. We want to ride the shell. The shell, when you do it like that, right, does it become like a thing you can ride on? I'm not sure, but that was, did I take a life off for that? It's a balloon popping sound, by the way, if you're wondering what the sound effect is. Correct me if I took an extra one off there. I think that should put us where we go. Last try. Oh, shit. What? Okay. Were we at 2 before? Maybe I took off an extra life there. What say you? Does anyone remember? Was that the last life for sure? Damn, that was close. I feel like I could have done it in one more. But unless it turns out I miscounted. That was it. That was the thing. Thank you for the levels. They've been quite good today. A lot of good ones, and a lot of, ones in general. Let me go ahead and hit next so that the queue is cleared for last time. Oh shit, I forgot to mark the queue as closed in the game. Or not on the game, on the UI. On my heads up thing. I want to thank y'all for coming by, giving me your levels. They've been very good. Let me pull up the streaming schedule, as I do, towards the end of the stream, and say I will be back on Monday with more Persona 5 Royale at 8 p.m. Central. Give it to me another time, Chaotic Oven. I'd love to have another crack at it, honestly. I think I could have done it. I think if you did it, even in the lightning round again, I think I could do it. I also, I'll check out your Mushroom Snow Hunt soon. Oh yeah, you'll check the VOD, you mean. Okay, cool. Can I submit for that in the future? The queue is closed. Next time, next Friday, you go ahead and you can submit it again. Do whatever you like. Whatever you want, man. So, I'll be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Central for Persona 5 Royale. I'll be continuing that. I'm pretty far into that game. I'm like halfway into I think the 6th palace. That's like most of the way through. There are 8 palaces, I think, in the original Persona 5 Royale. I'm not sure how many are in Persona 5 Royale, but 1 or 2 more. We're like most of the way through. That. I'll also be the plan for Thursday, as I do. And I'll be back again next Friday with more viewer levels. Again, at 6 p.m. Central. I'm going to raid Team Kayla. I'm going to send you over there. Y'all have a good weekend. And again, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming by. Monday, I'll be back on Monday with Persona 5 Royale. And You know, again on Thursday and Friday, as I tend to do. Look at that. Look at that schedule. You want more times, you want more things. I'll see you later, folks. Thanks for hanging out, subbing, following, whatever the fuck. I'll see you later. Bye. Monday, Twitch TV. On twitch.tv specifically. Bye. That's the stream. Bye, people watching the VOD.